I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, Tigers. It's Tuesday, May 19th, and it's an A-Day. We've got some kudos this morning for 3 teachers. First, here's what a parent said about Miss Finch and Miss Osborne. I've had very positive interactions when I've reached out to Miss Finch as well as Miss Osborne, who did work out a plan for my son in communications after contacting her about my concerns and questions. And here's one for Miss Teedens. I appreciate everything you do. In my years at high school, I have noticed that you put so much effort into all your classes. You don't have normal classes like other teachers do. You actually have to complete more work aside from teaching it for the classes like yearbook and SRL. I loved having yearbook classes with you the last 4 years, and it was a class I will never forget. I think it taught me more than any other of my English classes. Ha ha. Thank you for being an amazing teacher. I will miss you next year. Speaking of SRL, Junior Kaitlyn Newman is featured in a story that SRL staffers Ellie Worth and Whitney Hench did for Student Reporting Lab this year. It was just released last week. It's a great story, and you're going to watch it right after this.
There are certain days, even now, where I break down, have anxiety or panic attacks, and just memories will flash back, and it'll be a bad day, but I work through it.
Kaitlyn Newman is a junior at Black River Falls High School. Throughout her life, she has faced many obstacles, but never let them get in her way. When Kaitlyn entered her freshman year, she was a part of a class called Stripes, a leadership class offered to all grade levels.
Stripes was like an improv class, basically just to present other subjects to different grades. And it was also just a place to get out of your shell, start learning how to act, how to be more open. Made me more comfortable with speaking, and it made me comfortable making new friends and such too.
At the end of the school year, Stripes had organized an assembly made up of skits that brought light to issues important to high school students. To conclude the assembly, Kaitlyn took the stage.
Mr. Wallen, at that time, was the Stripes advisor. He gave me the idea to do the speech because we had a lot of humorous things going into that entire performance.
Kaitlyn used this opportunity to talk about how she has used resiliency to overcome the obstacles put in her path.
At the assembly, I spoke about my past and how difficult it was. I was very nervous. I hadn't spoken about it at all before. I never even practiced in front of the class. I wanted it to be a shock in front of everyone, and it added the extra effect because you even saw kids behind the stage that were in Stripes that were shocked.
Kaitlyn's mom struggled with addiction throughout Kaitlyn's childhood, and as a result of that, she suffered from many forms of abuse, including physical and emotional.
There were moments where she moved on to things such as burning my arms with cigarettes, and I still have some scars on my arms from that. And people ask about it, and for the longest time I would just tell them it's mosquito bites or something, but now that I'm more open, I'll happily tell the truth about it and say, yeah, it's a part of me.
Although Kaitlyn will always carry emotional scars with her, she has been resilient and allowed herself to forgive her mom.
And I'll talk to my mom about it nowadays, and she won't remember any of it. She has gotten clean, no drinking, no drugs for the past 6 years. I'm very proud of her and what she's become. I'm now proud to call her my mom, and some people don't understand how I can just forgive her like that, but I know it wasn't her thinking. It made me realize that I have to push myself to work harder, to be what I want, to feel the emotions I want to feel instead of feeling like I'm worthless or useless.
Kaitlyn's efforts were anything but worthless. The days following her speech, the student body had a perspective change. There was a general understanding that there's more to people than you can see. 2 years later, students continued to live her message.
There were several days after the assembly where random kids would come up to me and hug me and say, thank you, you have no clue what that did for me. Now I know there's other kids out there I can relate to.
For Student Reporting Labs, this is Ellie Wirtz and Whitney Hench from Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
Yes! Keep up with finishing your assignments because the 2019-2020 school year is just a few days from being over. Have a great day, Tigers. And for GM97, I'm Dani Johnson.